The dangerous comfort zone. Comfort is truly dangerous, not because it causes immediate harm to your life. Instead, it gradually erodes your potential, leaving you vulnerable and unsuspecting. Closely, in secret, almost unnoticed. Most people are not trapped by failure. Instead, they find themselves trapped by the familiarity of their comfort zone. And by the time they realize what they've missed out on in their lives, years have passed, and the comfort zone feels strangely harmless. That's precisely why it is so dangerous. Comfort can make you feel safe. It can appear predictable. It can be effortless. It can create no pressure. It can eliminate uncertainty. It can provide no risk. For a brief moment, it even manages to make you feel peaceful. But beneath that superficial sense of tranquility, something deeper begins to die. Your ambition, your hunger for growth, your courage to face challenges, your belief in what you can achieve. You become less determined to push yourself. You cease to dream bigger. You do not demand more from life. Not because you're unable to reach greatness. Instead, because comfort has gradually trained you to accept less. And the appalling part is that most people never seem to notice the change taking place. They simply wake up one day wondering, what happened to me? 1. Comfort is a beautiful prison. The comfort zone is a prison that rarely looks like one. There are no chains, no locked doors, no alarms warning you. Just routines, the same days, the same excuses, the same patterns repeated over and over again. And slowly, your world becomes smaller. You stop taking risks. You stop trying new things. You stop believing change is possible. Comfort whispers dangerous lies like, maybe this is enough. Maybe your dreams were unrealistic. Maybe you should settle. And people listen, not because they are weak, but because comfort is seductive. It offers temporary peace while stealing long-term fulfillment. 2. The pain of growth vs. the pain of regret. Growth is painful. Waking up earlier is painful. Discipline is painful. Starting something new is painful. Failure is painful. But regret is heavier. Much heavier. Because growth pain fades. Regret stays. There are people right now living with the pain of opportunities they never took. Businesses they never started, dreams they abandoned, versions of themselves they never became, not because they lacked talent, but because comfort convinced them to wait, and waiting became a lifestyle. 3. Average is built through small daily decisions. Nobody wakes up one morning and decides, I want to live an average life. It happens slowly, one excuse at a time, skipping the workout, avoiding the difficult conversation, choosing distraction over discipline, scrolling instead of building, small decisions, repeated daily. That is how average is created. And eventually, those repeated choices become identity. People stop seeing themselves as ambitious. They begin to identify with limitation. They lower their standards, shrink their dreams, silence their potential. And then they wonder why life never changes. But life responds to patterns, not intentions. 4. Fear wears the mask of comfort. Sometimes what people call comfort is actually fear. Fear disguised as logic. Fear of failure. Fear of embarrassment. Fear of judgment. Fear of being seen trying. So they remain where they are, even when they are unhappy. Because misery can become familiar, and familiarity feels safer than uncertainty. That is why some people stay in jobs they hate, stay in environments that drain them, stay around people who limit them, not because they enjoy suffering, but because they fear change more, and that fear quietly steals years from their lives. 5. Your future requires a different version of you. The life you dream about requires a different version of you. A more disciplined version. A more courageous version. A more focused version. You cannot build an extraordinary life with ordinary habits. At some point, you must stop asking, "What feels comfortable?" and start asking, "What moves me forward?" Because growth demands sacrifice. It demands discipline on days you feel lazy, faith on days you feel uncertain, action on days you feel afraid. And the people who transform their lives are not always the smartest. They are often the ones who became willing to feel uncomfortable long enough to become powerful. One day, you will either face the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. One creates growth. The other creates sorrow. One builds confidence. The other destroys self-belief. And deep down, you already know which pain is worth choosing. Because there is a version of you that is waiting on the other side of discomfort. Stronger, wiser, more disciplined, more powerful. But you will never meet that version of yourself if comfort keeps making your decisions. Comfort keeps you safe, but it rarely makes you fulfilled. And one day, the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the fear of changing. That is the moment transformation begins. So do not ask, "How can I stay comfortable?" Ask, "What kind of future is my comfort costing me?" Because your dream life is not hiding inside comfort. It is waiting for you on the other side of fear.